y'all, hey, we are back for another review of Sisters. We're on season 9, episode 2, entitled Do No Harm, which is aptly titled because do no harm, if I'm not mistaken, is a part of the Hippocratic Oath, an oath that doctors and, those type of professionals take as a promise to their patients. And that, everything but that has happened in this episode. You will hear that my voice is a little crackly. I might look a little dehydrated. Girl, I cried like a dog this episode. Just so we're clear, I cried like a damn baby. It was so much. So let's just get into it. Anyway, so we pick up Andy, Zach, everybody's headed towards the hospital. We've all gotten these voicemails from Fatima. We're gonna rush to the hospital to be of support to our girl in any way. And so we see Andy and Zach, and they're stuck in traffic. They're trying to get to the hospital. And keep in mind that the blackout is still happening in the city. So, emergency services are delayed. Like, all these things are factors. All this stuff is happening. Anyway, Zach is kind of thinking the absolute worst about what could be happening with Karen and the babies. And we don't know what's really happening. We're all trying to get there. And, we're just making our way to the hospital as best we can. Meanwhile, Karen is going through it at the hospital. Like, her temperature is high. Her heart rate is still dropping. She is not doing well at all. Like, her condition is rapidly deteriorating, and this Dr. Cruz is still saying, oh, this is normal pregnancy stuff. These are normal pregnancy symptoms, blah, 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 blah. She's terribly nauseous, and she's still bleeding heavily. So much so that she has bled through another gown and another set of sheets on her bed, and no staff can be located to help them. And so, Fatima and Zach are still there kind of advocating for her as much as they possibly can in this moment. All right, so Fatima runs into Andy and Zach in the hallway. They finally got to the hospital, and she has to catch them up on everything, to include, but not limited to, the dismissive, horrible Dr. Cruz. And so, we know Andy, her legal mind is going, and she's trying to take notes and, do all these things for Karen to figure out what they can do to help her. But I'm sure that's going to be helpful in the coming episodes, where Andy is going to have to put on her legal hat, because somebody's going to get sued after all of this. It just has to happen. All right. So Danny finally gets to the hospital, and she runs into Fatima. And of course, between Fatima and Danny, enough noise is going to be made to get some action. Like, we're not going to sit here and whine about it for too long. We're going to make enough noise to get something to happen. I don't know why the shirt is all twisted up. To get some act right going on. And so we got some reinforcements here also, some mouthpieces to help advocate for Karen. All right, so Fatima finds the black nurse that helped get her into that room, because remember, if Nurse Rhonda had not even helped Karen get into the room, she'd still be sitting in the waiting room in this condition. And so she's like, listen, Nurse Rhonda, we still need help. She's still bleeding. Like, can you help us again? And Nurse Rhonda's like, absolutely. I do everything I can to help y'all. All right. So Andy's making suggestions. She's suggesting, hey, let's move Karen to another hospital. It doesn't seem like, there's no help she's getting here. And her mom was like, good idea, but she's so weak right now, I don't think she's going to even be able to make the trip. So we kind of just have to deal with we got to make the best with what we got. She's not in any condition to be moving and medvacing or going to any other locations. We're stuck with these people. All right, so Nurse Rhonda comes in, and she's there to help, but she's also apologizing. And everybody's like, yeah, I understand that she hasn't gotten any help, but can you explain to us why? And she's like, off the record, like, just between me and you guys. There's a lot of things that have been happening at this hospital since I came on staff that I do not agree with and that I do not like. And they're like what? And she's like, yeah, there's an underserved demographic, at this hospital. And she's like, and they're like, yeah, so black people don't get the help they need at this particular hospital. Got it. And again, Andy's taking her mental notes. Checkpoint. So this is going to be an amazing lawsuit, but we got to get through what we're going through right now. All right, so everybody's taking a break because, the hospital policy is only 2 people at a time, blah, 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 blah. And so everybody has to adhere to that policy. But we also got to remain copacetic so these people don't try to put them out. So, we got to play the game a little bit. Karen's mama, she's mad at the care that she's receiving. And Andy, this is what Andy assures everybody, like, I got it. Like, we going through something right now, but I'm taking notes and taking names, essentially. All right. So the doctor finally comes back in, Dr. Cruz, and she expresses her concerns again. Karen does. And he tells her, hey, you need to buckle up, Buttercup. That's what he tells her. And he was like, labor ain't easy, and I know this is your first child, and your case is unique in the fact that you have twins by 2 different baby daddies, and this is just a unique environment, and this is your first child, so you just need to know that this is how labor works. It's not easy, and you should know that. And that don't got nothing to do with nothing. Either way, he says that nothing he sees is a cause for concern, and that everybody just needs to calm down. We're overreacting, okay? Because you know how that goes. Andy and Zach also expressing their concerns to the doctor, and he's trying to tell them like, hey, y'all need to go ahead and leave the room so I can examine Miss Mott. And they're like, no, we're not leaving her alone with you. And she's like, it's okay, guys, I can handle it. Go ahead. And he is examining her. No gloves, probably didn't even wash his hands. He's got his hands on her. No concern, no bedside manner. She's horribly uncomfortable. He's like, you need to be still. She's like, you're hurting me, and this is the bedside manner. This is the treatment she's getting, because we could already pick up Dr. Cruz is a part of the problem that's underserving these black folk at this raggedy ass hospital. Okay. All right. So he tells her she's about 6 centimeters dilated, and her mama has come back in, and she's also there to give him a piece of her mind. And he tells her that, listen, you don't understand. I understand that your pregnancy didn't look like this, but your body composition is built for birth, but not Miss Mott. Karen has a slimmer build, and she's not built for birth. First of all, she's a woman. That's just built for birth. That's as far as it needs to go, as far as being built. For 2, what does her mama's composition have to do with your bedtime manner? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, just a very horrible doctor that probably exists outside of this imaginary world in this episode, right? Okay. So then Karen notices that, hey, I can't hear my baby's heartbeats on the monitor. Y'all got this fetal monitor, whatever thing on me. What's going on? He's like, oh yeah, girl, those monitors, they're old and they malfunction. They've been meaning to replace them. Everything's cool. And her mom was like, well, you need to get on it. Like, we need something. We need some movement to happen. And he's just like, oh, okay, girl, what? Like, blowing them off. Okay. So Fatima sees the black doctor in the hallway, and she's like, can I please talk to you? Can I please talk to you? And he's like, okay, what's up? And she explains Karen's full situation to him. And she's like, can you please at least just go look at her, give her an exam, tell me what you think? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm Dr. Vaughn. I'll go look at her and see what I can find out. And so Dr. Vaughn, he immediately goes in and orders an ultrasound. Like, that's just standard maternity care. Orders an ultrasound, and you hear the heartbeat singular on the ultrasound, and you can see the panic in everybody's faces. Like the nurse Rhonda, Dr. Vaughn, you see where their faces kind of go blank for a second, and they're like looking at each other like, this ain't good at all. And he doesn't really give her any information because he has to go talk to Dr. Cruz. Mind you, he's just the doctor that's examining her, a second opinion of sorts, but he's not her attending physician, so he can't really give her anything. He can only relay that information to her doctor, and he has to take over, right? So he goes to Dr. Cruz and tells him, hey, I'm Dr. Vaughn. I know that I'm just a 4-year intern and you're the chief. However, these people asked me to look at their patient. This is what I came up with. And he tells Dr. Vaughn, oh, well, you're wasting resources. You're wasting hospital resources. And Sabrina's coming out of the bathroom, and she overhears the two talking. And she overhears Vaughn tell Dr. Cruz, like, hey, there's only one heartbeat, and the other baby is stillborn. That is septic. That's not good to be inside of a woman's body. Like, that baby is gone. There can only be problems that's going to come from carrying a dead child. And he's worried about, all Dr. Cruz could be worried about is Dr. Vaughn going behind his back, and he's just a 4-year intern. He's his senior, and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I hear what you're saying. However, this lady needs antibiotics. She needs an emergency C-section, because for as long as that stillborn baby is in there, that is going to explain her external symptoms, why her heart rate is, all of that is going to continue to get worse. That lady could potentially lose her life due to your inaction. I need you to I need you to step it up. And so Dr. Vaughn thinks that Dr. Vaughn thinks like, hey, she doesn't need to be put through any other unnecessary stress and strain. And so we see Dr. Cruz and he's like, boy, whatever. Like, she'll be fine. She's not in that much pain. And he tries to pull rank. He tries to pull seniority. I'm your senior. You could lose your job and blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, I've given you the information. This is your patient. My hands are tied. And it reminds me of a trope or a belief that, you know, them people be having about black women not feeling pain and we could endure and withstand. All of that kind of came to my mind during this, and it really, 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 really pisses me off. Moving on. So Sabrina runs to tell everybody what she overheard because I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. I'm about to go tell my people so we can help my girl. And Andy's like, oh, let's just medevac her. But Sabrina's like, girl, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. You know, there's still a blackout. That girl's in dire straits. We need to figure out what we could do where we are. And so now they have to break the news to Zach because he's come out of the room and he's overheard them talking. Remember, the Dr. Vaughn never told them, whoever was in the room with Karen at the time of the ultrasound, that I don't think anybody was in there, but everybody's finding out the information not through the doctor, but because of Sabrina overhearing everything. And so now they had to break the news to Zach, and he breaks. When I tell you, the man breaks, like you can see his knees buckle. Fatima has to physically catch him. Like he is worried about Karen, as you know, well within his right. And so, you know, we all have to get through this emotional piece, and we still have to help Karen. So Andy and Sabrina, they find Dr. Vaughn, and he tells them, listen, I can't do anything. The only advice that I can't talk about her personal information, HIPAA violation, all this stuff. However, all I can say is she has to file a formal complaint, wink, wink, and she has to request a new doctor be put on her case. She needs to file that, not really paperwork, but she has to verbally say that, and a new doctor can be put on her case. I'm only a 4-year intern, and I'm limited in what I can do. And so Sabrina's like, what are we going to do? And Andy's like, listen to what he didn't say. We just need to get Karen to verbally switch him over so we can get Dr. Cruz the hell up out of here. So that's what they're going to be working on. All right, so Dr. Vaughn, he's back with Karen, and he just has to, as the second opinion doctor, has to break the news to her that one of the babies has gone on to glory. And she's like, I knew something was wrong this whole time. And he's like, listen, the baby probably died within the last 24 hours. So okay. So that was the baby. I thought maybe that would have happened while she was sitting in the lobby not being attended to. It happened way before her getting here, but still bedside manner and care is also going to be important. He assures what was beautiful to me in the scene is he also assured her that it's not your fault. This is not because of something you did. It could be from a myriad of issues as to why this happened. It could be it could be a lot of things we won't know until the babies are here. But I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So Andy and Sabrina tell her, they run in the room and they tell her, like, hey, you need to switch to Dr. Vaughn immediately. Like, you just need to verbally switch your doctors. And she's like, okay, now mind you, this lady is writhing in pain. She's grieving immediately, knowing one of her babies is not gonna make it earthside. Like, all of this is happening, and all these decisions have to be made immediately. So Dr. Cruz comes scrolling in like everything is normal, like, hey girl, how you doing? And he still suggests that she goes through a vaginal birth, knowing that trying to deliver a stillborn baby vaginally could be her demise. Mind you, there's still a live baby in there that also has to make it safely. And Dr. Vaughn was telling him, like, hey, well, Dr. Cruz is telling Karen, yeah, women deliver stillborn babies every day and they're just fine. Like, really, it's given like he wants to experiment to see how this turns out or to see how much this black woman can endure. Like, it was weird and I hated it and it was uncomfortable and it pissed me off, truly. Anyway. All right, so while Dr. Cruz is standing there just really taking a piss or just not on his game, like he's just standing there just looking at everybody like we're at Walmart having a conversation. Like, he was just standing there just looking like, girl, this is normal. Like, what you want from me? And Sabrina and Andy are looking at her like, Karen, I know you just got this news, you're going through a lot, you in pain, but we need you to dismiss Dr. Cruz and ask for Dr. Vaughn. Like, we need you to get the process rolling because this is life or death for you. This is emergent. We need it done. And so Dr. Cruz is just standing there. He ain't even advocating to stay on the case, and he's just like, And she's in pain, she's grieving, like all of this. But through all of this, she has had to push through and give them and so they're telling him like, hey, we want you out for a case, and he's like, she's the only person that can change me over to somebody else. She has to give a verbal yes, and so she musters up the strength to give him a verbal yes. I want you off my case. I want Dr. Cruz. Blah 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 blah. Right, and the best response he could come up with after she asked for another doctor, the best thing Dr. Cruz could come up with is, okay. I mean, I got other patients I need to be seeing anyway. Toodaloo, y'all have fun with that. I would have jumped on his back. I would have jumped on his back. I would have jumped on his back. I would have hit him in the top of his head. I would have caught a charge. Because what? Are you serious? That's what that man told that lady. Not, no bedside manner. No, I'm sorry. You didn't have a great experience. He didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn, and he was never going to give a damn, honestly. All right. So Nurse Rhonda ushers them back to the waiting room because she was like, she realizes that, hey, the block is hot. He's going to be on the tirade. Like, he's the chief of OBGYN, whatever he is. He's the chief of maternity. So everybody's up under him that's kind of circumventing his bad bedside manners. So we're all going to suffer. So what we're going to do is we're going to usher y'all back to the waiting room. Y'all please try to adhere to the 2 people in the room. And that is strategic. That's strategy because now he's going to be on a rampage and they're going to need any reason to kick all of y'all out of this hospital. We don't want that for y'all. Y'all are here in support of y'all friends. So, just abide by the guidelines a little bit more tougher because he's going to be watching us. He's going to be like, all of this is unspoken, right? But this is just my perception. Hey, let's not give anybody a reason to come. They're already going to come after us because we done spoke up for ourselves. And how dare us speak up for this lady that's going through this thing? Like, no. He's going to be on our head. So we need to calm down. And he said just as much to Dr. Vaughn. He's like, yeah, she did request you to be her doctor now, but don't think this is over. So of course he's a 4-year intern and he versus the seasoned chief, he might lose his job. Like, there's a whole lot that's going to come with this in the future. But for now, let's just be on our P's and Q's. So Dr. Vaughn tells her, like, Miss Mott, you're going to need emergency C-section. We need to do what we can to, make sure this other baby makes it safely and you make it safely. I'm going to go. He immediately starts assembling his team to get the C-section done. Of course, only 2 people are going to be there. But Karen's like, listen, I got it, but let me talk to my girls just one last time, and then we can get the show on the road. And that's going to be Sabrina and Andy. Those are the 2 she's closest to, right? And you can see her, almost her. Because even when she was like, okay, let's go into C-section, she almost didn't even have a will to fight. She was so tired and she was so exhausted, but she needed to let her friends know where she stands on this thing. And she's like, listen, y'all, I'm terribly scared. I am afraid. And I need y'all to make me a promise. And the promise is that you will take care of my babies, and my mama, whatever the baby, however that looks, take care of my child or children, take care of my mama. If there's any slither of hope that will save the second baby, if it's me or the baby, choose the babies. And they're looking like, girl, no, you're going to pull through this. She was like, listen, choose. I'm telling you what to do. Choose the babies. Choose that baby or babies, whatever that looks like. I'm good. And they're, of course, everybody's crying, snot everywhere. Like, everybody is just really toe down about this thing because it's very possible that she has been septic or that she's been sick for so long that she could very well not make it out of surgery. And then Karen passes out. Her heart rate has gotten so low. She's cold blueing, and we need to get to action immediately. And that's how the episode ends. So, very, very, very emotional episode. Bravo, whoever wrote this episode. You did your big one on that because, girl, you evoked all type of emotion. I don't even have nobody's churn, and I was just so upset and so annoyed because just knowing that this is a make-believe situation, but these situations happen in the real world every day, all day, simply because you happen to have a little bit more melanin in your skin. Really, 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 really took me down through them. But I'm back. I'm back. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. Again, it was a emotional roller coaster for me. So I'm sure y'all went through some of the same. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know what y'all think of the episode in the comments. Let's talk about it. Either way, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that y'all feel like doing. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.